Hi, this is Mike Smalley with Elderly Instruments. Today we're going to complete our tour of the Martin Guitar Factory in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We're going to see them put the finishing touches on these beautiful guitars.
So we are a little bit of a transition. There are some models, some full dovetail traditional models that are being done with the help of some automation. And it's just one of those things where the amount of labor going into that full dovetail was intense, really intense. There was a whole department, number of people over there. So we're still doing some of that, but a lot of it is done over here. So D28 is going to be done over here on this automated machine. Now this didn't just come out of nowhere. We started doing neck fit process on we used to have the mortise and tenon, which was this one. And this was a neck joint that was being used on instruments built here and also in Mexico. So the X series all the way up through the 16 series and 17s were a mortise and tenon. And then we changed that using the automation to a simple dovetail, which is this here. So much tighter fit than the mortise and tenon. And the advent of using all that technology led us here. So again, you could look at this and say, oh, they're using a machine to make my D28, but the reality is that we proved this out over many, many years and then moved it to the standard line.
So a simple dovetail, you'll see it has, if you look at it head on, it's pretty much straight up and down. So when you're referring to a compound dovetail, it fits in a trapezoid shape here, but also it's a wedge shape vertically so that it's twice as secure as a simple dovetail neck joint. That's a big part of the Martin sound is that neck construction.
All right, so if we look here, we got before the neck is ran through the machine, and there's after.
The steeper angle.
Yeah, so
the base there.
Yeah, so the probe takes measurements of the width of the fretboard, the angle of the neck. It coincides the measurements with the body, with the top of where the shoulders are, and it actually routes out along the heel. It does the undercut, and it cuts part of the heel cap there. If you look at the difference there, this one's not cut yet, and this one is cut. So if you see it actually routes out part of that dovetail there. If you look here, that's how much protrusion you got between the fretboard and the top of the guitar. So there's a pretty big gap there. And then I'll show you one after I run it through. So you look at that. This neck is now married to this body.
So this is a great segue into what ends up on the hook in the shop at Elderly. Is we just talked about the dovetail machines that are helping to automate that process. But as Mike explained earlier, there's still additional fittings, and this is going to be the final one here. So this is all done by hand. This is the only way to do this. And he's going to go back in, and as much as that machine has helped get this neck fit to this body, there's still some final alterations that need to be made to make sure it's secure.
I think that guitar is coming to us.
It might be.
That's one of our anniversary customs right there.
Look at that. See it made.
00042. Blammo. Check that out. So they finish the guitar, do the whole deal, and then route out that little bit under the finish so you have wood on wood contact to make the bridge fit that much more secure.
So this is final inspection and re-inspection, electronics installation, bunch of stuff going on here. Eddie's working on a pickup system install. What do you got going in there, Eddie?
LR bags, Anthem.
Nice. So
Nice
it's
pickup.
got the guitar well protected on the top. We'll get that inserted. A lot of it is in the beginning, getting the strings on, getting the saddle set up and regulated, making sure it plays properly. So everybody in here plays. That's not necessarily the case for the entire factory, and not needed in a lot of situations. But over here, you got to be able to play this thing, get it set up, and full inspection. They'll do a little polishing as well, and then set it in the case where it'll sit for 4 days, and then come back out and get re-inspected. So some more wait time just to make sure everything's good. So this is our new warehouse. Just came into play about 2 years ago. And this warehouse is about the size of the existing factory. So it gives us plenty of room for now and also room to expand. Guitar. This is all staging, so don't want to give the impression that these are all guitars that are available. But a lot of this area is staging, getting them ready for trucks over here. And then we start to get into cases and wood supply. So this is very important. A lot of the woods we use, as everybody knows, are scarce or becoming scarce. And if there's an availability on a certain type of wood to be able to get it tomorrow, it might not be available in 6 months. So we need to be able to get it, purchase it when we can, and in order to do that, we need to have space. Previously, we were utilizing a number of spaces around Lehigh Valley. And once we got this warehouse, we were able to condense all of that into one space. So what you see here is a bunch of wood, different species. So this is all, we have some sapelli here, there's rosewoods, there's koa, there's mahogany. All of the woods are in here. So I'm guessing off the top of my head that this is probably twice as much wood, if not more, maybe 4 times as much when we include the other side as what we actually store at the factory. That wood is all being processed and ready to use pretty quickly, within a couple of months or something. This stuff could sit here for several years, depending on demand and what we need to fill in on the other side. And over here we have some more wood. This is a little bit more raw. These are big billets of wood. This stuff over here that's a little bit thinner probably gets cut into backs and sides. Some of these may be neck woods, depending on their dimension. But this is mostly, it looks like mostly mahogany in here.
We're so glad you joined us on our tour of the iconic Martin Guitar Factory in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We really enjoyed learning about the ins and outs of how these guitars are meticulously handcrafted. And if you enjoyed that as well, please be sure to subscribe and follow us for more like it.